Hello everyone and welcome to Dream Insights. This video is part 2 of a 3-part series on learning how to work with your dreams. My name is Mike Hackett and I created Dream Insights to help you do just that. Part 2. How to decode your dreams. In the first part of this short series, we looked at the nature of dreams, why people tend to forget them, and how you can recall and record to start the process of gaining insights by using these little nocturnal home movies in your own life. In this part, we look at a very common method for working with your own dreams. For this session, let's look at how to decode a dream. Decoding sounds terribly technical, and often people will use things like dream dictionaries that try to indicate what a dream means. I find dream dictionaries really unhelpful. They are too general and often provide very broad and very wide potential meanings for common symbols that turn up in dreams. However, in my experience, what's really important to note is you, the dreamer, are always in charge of the dream. In other words, if we don't think about you and your dream specifically, it's going to be really hard to really get a good meaning for the dream itself. Let me give you an example. What happens if you, in your life, are afraid of dogs? If a dog shows up in your dream, looking up a dog in a dream dictionary is going to give a very generalized description of what that dream symbol means. However, it doesn't seem to have much relevance to your life. Your life and your experience of dogs are really important because the meaning of the dream centers around your experience of that particular dream symbol. A person who's afraid of a dog is likely going to have very different associations than a person who loves dogs. That seems fairly straightforward to me, but dream dictionaries, as I said, can be very general, very loose, and don't add, in my experience, a lot of value to this part of the decoding process. Okay, so let's understand how to decode a dream. This is a very simple and very commonly used method for decoding your dream. Begin with the dream as you have recorded it. Don't forget, if you haven't watched part 1 and are struggling to recall and record your dreams, watch it now and then you can catch up to us in this part of video 2. The first thing to do is to use your dream as you recorded it. When recording my dreams, I like to leave lots of space between each sentence and the next. This allows me to write in any notes that I want as I go through the process, and it means that I'm more easily able to read the dream as I run through it from start to finish. Careful not to change or edit the dream. Sometimes when we wake up and record our dream, it'll be much more truthful and much more accurate than any changes that I would make when I'm awake and fully conscious. Second of all, work through the dream systematically. It may take a little time while you do this, so be patient. Also, don't be tempted to analyze the dream as you go. This is a very common mistake for beginners, and you'll find yourself becoming more confused and getting less done. Be patient. All you're doing for now is following each step in turn. Don't jump ahead, try to stay with it. The main part of the first pass through the dream is to explore and identify each person, place, thing, event, symbol, situation, and so on. So for example, if your dream has a dog in it, let's use that once more, you would circle or underline that particular dream symbol. This will be important because what we want to do is identify all associations regarding that dream element. So like I used before, a dog for my dream would be a lovely image, representing loyalty, faithfulness, and companionship. Work through each one of those places, people, situations, events, symbols, all the dream elements one by one, and create associations that you put with that particular symbol. If you're stuck, don't worry. I'll give you some tips in a moment on how to explore associations a little better. Go through your dream identifying all those places, people, situations and things and the associations which work through them. Next, what you want to do is identify what for you is the most accurate association for each one of those circled or underlined things. So in other words, what feels right for me right now, using the dog dream symbol, is loyalty. Loyalty is what the primary association is for me for that dog in my dream. Like I said, if you get stuck and you're not sure how to actually create associations, here are a couple of useful questions. If you dream of a star, ask yourself questions like, what is a star? If I were trying to explain what a star was to a person who never heard of one, what words would I use to describe a star? Does this star remind me of anyone or anything? In what way am I like a star? Or what aspects of a star would I wish applied to me in my life? How do I feel about stars? So hopefully you're starting to get a picture as to how you can create associations by asking open questions. Keep going through the rest of the dream until you have an association for every one of the dream elements. Next, recall the last few days of your life. Think back over what's been happening. How has your life been over the last couple of days? What thoughts and feelings have you had about the situations, people, or events that have been going on in your life? So let's say I've been having some difficulties with a friend. We've had a bit of an argument, and I found that has been on my mind. Well, like we mentioned earlier, if I dream of a dog, and dog for me is associated with loyalty, then I now have a situation where I can read the dream, replacing the word dog in the dream with the word loyalty, which is the association. As I read through the rest of the dream from start to finish, substituting in the associations that I created for each of the dream elements, a picture will begin to emerge. And that picture is likely going to sound very familiar to the day and the events of the days leading up to my dream. Run through the entire dream and listen to what it says. Once I've walked through the dream using the new associations and connected it, linked it to the events of the last few days of my life, I can now move on and give the dream a name. Names are powerful things. We all have a name, and therefore each dream is a unique element in its own right, and giving it its own unique name will help it linger in your memory. The useful thing about the dream is now to try to figure out what action is the dream telling me or indicating I should take in my life as a result of its message. This could be something like reaching out to connect with other people, maybe in gratitude or forgiveness. So using the example I gave, where the dog in my dream for me was associated with loyalty. When I connect it to the recent difficulties I've had with my friend, if loyalty is really important to me, then I need to take some step in order to be loyal or have or expect loyalty from my friend. I can then try and figure out what I need to do in order to honor the message of the dream. So what I end up with is a fully decoded dream. Congratulations, you've now completed your first pass through the dream decode method. I know this may seem a little complicated right now, but follow part 3 of this video series where I will show you a real live dream worked through the process step by step. So here's a summary of all of the steps one by one. If you wish, you can download a copy of this flowchart from the Dream Insights website. This will allow you to use it in part 3 of the video, and also you can begin to use it to apply to your own dreams. So here once more is the flow from start to finish. Don't worry, as I said, if you're still uncertain as to any step or what to do. In the next video, we'll work through from start to finish an actual real life dream, and this will make a lot more sense. So that brings us to the end of part 2 of our 3-part series on working with your dreams. I hope you've enjoyed part 2. As always, I would love to hear from you in the comments section, or if you wish through our website at dreaminsights.net. I'm looking forward to seeing you back here for our final part, working through a real dream. So until then, I wish you a good night and sweet dreams.